up, guys? Maniac here. So, 300 Rise of the Empire has came out today. Probably not gonna see it. Maybe not. I will talk about that at the end of this review. But since 300 has came out, I wanted to do a review of the first movie, 300. So, let's get started. Now, let's get on with the plot. The plot contains about 300 Spartans are being threatened by these Persians and this villain named. I keep getting the villain's name wrong. Zades or Exadius, something like that. I don't know, but they're being threatened by Zadius and his army. So King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans goes out there to fight him, and that's the whole plot of the movie. And to be honest, this movie is pretty fun. I mean, it's not the greatest thing I've ever seen in the world. It's just a fun, entertaining action movie flick. That's what I would call it. I mean, nothing great. I mean, just, it's fun. So, let's talk about the good stuff with this movie. First of all, I thought the acting was actually pretty good. Because, first of all, Janal Butler, I hope I got his name pronounced right. He is really good in this movie. I mean, usually in movie roles, I'm not such a huge fan of him. But most of the time in action movies or movies like this, he's always perfect. He's always like that big, grunty, yelly sort of guy, which is a little bit obnoxious sometimes. Mostly that's just the character.
Spartans! Tonight we dine in hell!
But Janelle Butler gives such a good performance. And then, actually, to be honest, the rest of the characters are kind of forgettable, except for the villain and the hunchback dude. But, the other characters are pretty good too. Like Leona, I forgot her name too, but she was in Terminator Sarah Chronicles, and she was in Dread as she played as Mama. She played as Leonard's wife, and I thought she did a good role too. I mean, there's some moments where she's kind of like she's so boring to talk to. Like, she's one of those boring teachers you would see in class or something like that. That's what I kind of feel like what she was. But then, most of the time, she's actually pretty good in high standards. I mean, she's pretty interesting. Now, let's see. The style. I love the style of this movie. I mean, usually with Zack Snyder, I'm a huge fan of his style. I mean, mostly, I'm a huge fan. I mean, Zack Snyder is a good visual director, but he's not a good storyteller, which I will get to that in a moment. But the visual effects and the style looks incredibly amazing. I mean, I love watching the action scenes. I mean, I go on YouTube and just watching those action scenes over and over again, and they look cool. They very cool. I mean, all the slow-mo moments. I mean, most people would have some problem with the slow-mo moments, but I actually didn't mind. I thought they were actually pretty good. I mean, they were awesome to watch, So awesome. So yeah, I love the action scenes. I love watching them. So cool. There's a lot of cool things that the 300 Spartans is. Like, I love the one where, oh yeah, by the way, this is actually kind of a spoiler alert. Didn't warn you guys that, yeah. But I love the one part where, the 300 Spartans were, they got done with their first battle until all of a sudden there's the other Persians there with the bows and arrows, and they fly it up, they shoot it up in the air. I love the way how the arrows looked when they were being shot up. Shoot up into the air. Like, they look like birds, but except that they come down and kill you, just like Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. It looks pretty cool. So yeah, I'm definitely a huge fan of Zack Snyder's visual stuff. Like, I love watching one of the cool moments. I mean, same thing for Watchmen. Don't really care for the story, but I definitely enjoy the visual effects. Man of Steel. Don't care about the story, but visual effects are really cool. So yeah. And of course, yeah. Let's see. I think those are the only things I do like about the movie. Also, the villain is pretty threatening. Also, like, he's a pretty imitating villain, and he's pretty cool. But the way how he looks is silly. I mean, just the way how he looks. He just looks like bling. He looks like a Terminator bling blang. If all the bling blang stuff jewelry was just stick to his face or something like that. It just looks weird. I mean, he looks silly, but the villain is actually pretty good. Let's see. I think that's all I have to say what's good about this movie. Now, what's bad about this movie? Well, sometimes there's a lot. Sometimes there's sometimes in the moment there's some moments in the movie where it cuts back to the action scenes that are so cool, but then it cuts back to boring Spartan life, which I'm trying to focus on myself to be more interested in that, because they're trying to tell history here, but you know what, they were so boring. The one scenes were like, when Leonardo's wife is around, I'm just like, get back to the action scenes now, but then it gets back to the action scenes, which is pretty good. And then what else I don't like about the movie? Sometimes there are a bunch of slow moments. Usually I don't have a problem with them, but then there's some that just makes me go, just go already. Like when those persons were like riding their horses and was like super slow. I'm like, go. If this whole movie didn't have any slow motion, then the movie would probably be like, maybe like 20 minutes, I guess. Because there's not enough slow-mos. There's not enough slow-mos in this movie. Some actors aren't that great. Some of the Spartans, like some of the other Spartan characters, some of them kind of feels like a sore thumb sometimes. Let's see. The villain is very silly, and of course the story, not that all into it. I know it's based on the comic book, which I never read the comic book before, but just the way how the story is with the movie, not really into it. I felt like that the story was just an excuse for just making some cool action scenes, and that's about it. So yeah, but I still enjoyed this movie. It's really fun. So my conclusion with this movie is that it's a pretty entertaining flick. It's nothing great, nothing special, not even that good, but it's entertaining though. I would watch it just for entertaining's sake. It's like Independence Day. I would just watch it for entertainment's sake. That's what 300 is sort of like. So, I would give 300 a B-. That's what I'll give it. Now, if you're wondering what I think about 300 Rise of the Empire, it's out already, but I haven't seen it yet. But if you want to know what I thought, what my excitement is for it, I'll gladly tell you. Actually, to be honest, I'm not really excited for this one. With all the trailers and commercials I'm looking at, they're just all sort of thing. Because I'm just thinking to myself, okay, was there ever need of a 300 sequel? Why? Why do they need to make a sequel for 300? But I heard the reviews that it's pretty decent and pretty entertaining as the first one. So I'm like, maybe I'll see it. This is the kind of movies one of those kind of movies that I would want to wait until it's on Blu-ray, because I don't think it will be worth seeing paying in theaters, but I don't know. If they say it's good, then maybe I'll go check it out. So yeah. So, my question today is, what did you think of 300? Comment it down below, check out my other videos, they're really cool. Like and subscribe, like my page on Facebook. See ya.